Who doesn't remember that unmistakable yellow helmet cutting through the racetracks like a bolt of lightning? Today, we're embarking on an emotional journey through the life of one of the greatest idols in world sports. Let's talk about Ayrton Senna da Silva. The story begins early. On the kart tracks of São Paulo at the age of 4, he already showed an almost supernatural connection with the steering wheel. That boy, who seemed shy off the tracks, was transformed. In karting, he was fearless, calculating, and above all, incredibly fast. This passion led him to win titles in Brazil and South America, but his dream was bigger. His destination was Europe, the epicenter of motorsport. With a courage that would become his trademark, Senna left everything behind and crossed the Atlantic. In Europe, he faced the cold, homesickness, and fierce competition. But none of that stopped him. He dominated Formula Ford 1600, Formula Ford 2000, and British Formula 3, winning championships spectacularly and catching everyone's eye in the Formula One paddock. The message was clear: a new star was about to be born. In 1984, Senna finally reached the pinnacle of motorsport with the modest Toleman team. And right in his first season, he did the impossible. At the Monaco Grand Prix, under a deluge, Senna gave a masterclass in driving. Starting 13th, he had dreamed of being a pilot since he was a boy. Little did the world know that this boy wouldn't just be another driver, but a legend who would redefine speed, courage, and passion for the sport. This is the story of Ayrton Senna da Silva. Born in São Paulo, Ayrton Senna began his karting journey at the age of 4. From early on, his determination was visible. He didn't just want to compete, he wanted to win. Every corner, every overtake at the kart track was a rehearsal for the world stages that awaited him. At 13, he was already competing officially, and his natural talent was undeniable. He won South American and Brazilian championships, showing that karting was too small for his dreams. In 1981, Senna moved to Europe, the epicenter of motorsport. It was a step of courage, leaving family and the comfort of home behind in search of a clear goal. Formula One, he dominated the junior categories, winning Formula Ford 1600 and British Formula 3 overwhelmingly. His name began to echo in the paddocks. Major teams were eyeing that young Brazilian who seemed to have supernatural control of the car. His Formula One debut happened in 1984 with the modest Toleman team. And right in his first season at the Monaco Grand Prix, the world witnessed magic. Under a deluge, Senna, starting 13th, gave a masterclass in driving. He overtook world champions as if they were standing still. With every lap, he closed in on the leader Alain Prost. Victory seemed certain, but the race direction controversially ended the race early. Senna finished second, but to the world, he was the moral winner. The Rainmaster was born there. His skill on a wet track was almost mystical. While other drivers slowed down, fearful, Senna seemed to find a new dimension of grip and speed. He danced with the car on the limit, turning the danger of rain into his greatest ally. The first victory didn't take long. In 1985, now with the Lotus team, he won the Portuguese Grand Prix, again under torrential rain, consolidating his reputation. In 1988, Ayrton Senna signed with McLaren, the dominant team of the era. His teammate, none other than the Frenchman Alain Prost, already a two-time world champion, known as the Professor for his cerebral and calculating driving. It was the meeting of two titans, two opposite styles. Senna's aggressiveness and passion against Prost's coolness and strategy. The rivalry that followed is still considered the greatest in Formula One history. The 1988 season was an epic battle. McLaren won 15 out of 16 races. At the Japanese Grand Prix in Suzuka, Senna needed to win to be champion. His car stalled at the start. While everyone thought the dream was over, Senna managed to bump start the engine on the downhill straight. He dropped to 14th place but began one of the greatest comeback races in history. He overtook them one by one, and under a drizzle that began to fall, he reached and surpassed Prost to win the race and clinch his first world title. The image of Senna, with his fist raised, crying inside his helmet, became eternal. The rivalry with Prost intensified. In 1989, the title decision went to Suzuka again. In a controversial maneuver, the two collided. Senna managed to return to the track and win, but was disqualified, handing the title to Prost. The injustice further fueled Senna's determination. In 1990, with Prost now at Ferrari, the stage for the decision was the same. Stuka. This time, at the first corner, it was Senna who didn't back down, and the two crashed, securing the second championship for the Brazilian. Years later, he would admit that the move was a response to what happened the previous year. The third championship came in 1991, but the most emblematic victory of that year, and perhaps of his entire career, happened at home in Brazil. Senna had never won at Interlagos that day. He was leading comfortably, but with a few laps to go, his gearbox began to fail. He lost third, fourth, and fifth gear. Only sixth remained. Driving a Formula One car under these conditions was considered impossible. The physical effort was immense. But Senna, moved by a force that seemed to come from another plane, resisted. He crossed the finish line first. On the radio, his screams of pain and exhaustion mixed with those of joy. He could barely get out of the car, needing help to lift the trophy. On that day, he wasn't just a driver. He was a national hero. Ayrton Senna was more than a brilliant driver. He was a man of deep faith and a Brazilian who loved his country. He carried the Brazilian flag in every victory, with a pride that infected millions. In a time of economic and political difficulties, Sunday mornings with Senna were a moment of unity and hope for the Brazilian people. He made us believe that it was possible to win. Off the tracks, Senna was reserved but immensely generous. He dreamed of a Brazil where all children had the opportunity to succeed in life, just as he succeeded on the tracks. This dream materialized in the Ayrton Senna Institute, a project he idealized and that his sister Viviane Senna carried forward after his passing. Today, the Institute has already benefited millions of children and young people across the country, offering quality education and transforming Brazil's future exactly as Ayrton wanted. His legacy transcends trophies and statistics. Senna changed Formula One. He raised the level of physical and mental preparation, the search for perfection in every detail. He taught us about courage, about never giving up, about fighting for what you believe in with all your soul. He showed the world the power of passion and dedication. Ayrton Senna left us on May 1st, 1994, but his presence remains alive. In every driver inspired by his grit, in every Brazilian proud of his achievements, and in every child who receives an opportunity through his institute. He wasn't just the greatest driver of his generation. He was a symbol, an idol, an eternal inspiration. Senna, simply Senna. Thanks for watching. If you're also moved by Ayrton Senna's story, leave a like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories like this. Until next time.